Howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and to all of our non binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. Well, hokey smokes. I have not had a very exciting weekend because of the damage that I did to myself on Friday when I tripped and slammed my right foot down in the worst possible position with my leg tensed and my foot bent improperly and slamming down with my bone spurs. I didn't go anywhere on Saturday, and on Sunday I only managed to make it to Walmart and back. Well, today I went on a pretty long walk. It was only about a 3 mile, but that was amazing. I have been trapped in this room for days, and this morning I went out. Didn't feel good. Oh my gosh, does not feel good now. But it still feels so much better than it did before I did that. So somebody in the comments had talked about how they had broken off their bone spurs when they were younger. They had bone spurs issues and came down hard, like I was just talking about here. And then afterward, they didn't have as many issues with their bone spurs. Now, were they really broken off? I doubt that, because then you've got chunks of bone being crunched around inside of your muscles. But I don't know. Same way here. It's been a lot easier since then, since the pain and inflammation's been going down. It's still present, but it's nowhere near what it was. So who knows? Maybe by hurting myself, I actually did good things to myself. Doubt that. But, who knows? I personally think it just sort of, when the entire universe centered upon my heel there, I think it just sort of reset my pain counter. So that what I used to think of was pain is now reset to, oh, that's nothing. This is pain. So, hard to say. Gotta love that. Also, checking up here, after the walkies in my heel thing, the only real thing that's happened in my life is of late, and by of late I mean over the past year and some, it has been impossible to find anything in the stores but USB-C cables, which is fine. A lot of stuff is USB-C. I mean, going forward, basically everything is, but a lot of legacy stuff is still out there. And the stores and stockpiles still have to be cleared out that have mini USB connections. But you can't find any of those cables. I can't, by going to Walmart. They only carry the USB-Cs. I had to, well, once again, Walmart lost a sale. I had to get the mini USB types that go into my phone from Amazon. Now I got the 6-footer, oh goody, so I need to go back and get just some of the 3-foot cables, but it's nice knowing that my stuff is not just gonna die, that I can recharge it. I have had so many of the mini USB cables go bad over the years. I mean, years of work. They're just cables and wires and metal fatigues. So thank goodness you can at least buy them on Amazon, where so much of Walmart's business practice seems to be, our stores are irritating and Amazon's easy to use. Go spend your money with them. So I don't know what their point is. And again, I told this story where I went to Walmart fairly recently to get a screwdriver with a tiny tip so I can put it into things that unscrew with a tiny tip. You go to Walmart, you have to physically go to Walmart, and then you have to go to the area that is all locked up. Find an associate so that they can come unlock it and then go pay for it. Whereas on Amazon, it's click, click, click. Oh, it's done. Now, I'm not saying you should buy things at Amazon, nor am I saying you should buy things at Walmart. If you can, shop local. I was going to say shoplift global, but you should not shoplift YouTube algorithms. I am not advocating for that. That was a joke. Anyway, though, yeah, if you can buy from, local, failing that, at least try to spend some money in your local community instead of sending it off to Jeff Bezos. If you can, I mean, I couldn't. So I had to send Jeff Bezos my money. And a lot of my gaming stuff I've had to get through Jeff Bezos, which is a really weird thing. I need to go investigate this place further. We had a GameStop in town. Up until recently, it's been a GameStop. Like 2 weeks ago, I walked by the strip mall that it's in. And I went, you know what? I haven't been in there for a while. Let's go check out their plastic tat. See if there's anything I want to pick up. And I walked in, and it's not a GameStop anymore. It says like Game Freaks on the door. And when you go in, it's not just PC games and console. That's the word I was looking for. That hurt. And console games. No, they have really physical boxed games and puzzles. Oddly enough, one of the games I have, Horrified, is at least published by a company called Ravensburger. And they have like 4 shelves of Ravensburger games and puzzles, as well as skateboard stuff and just about anything you can think of, as well as a whole bunch of tables there. So I don't know what's going on. I want to, as I say, go investigate more because I've never grown up. I am just a child in an adult body. And so if it's cool, I want to go check it out and see what toys they have. Now, when I was in there, I saw what I saw. Didn't spend a lot of time in there. Wasn't too thrilled with the reception because the guy was talking to somebody else and he stayed talking with them the entire time while I was there. So I just left instead of asking any questions or buying anything. But I want to go back. It looks kind of cool, kind of interesting, and I'm for if it's even halfway local. If they sell stuff like the Ravensburger games and Ravensburger puzzles and all that, I'm really for that. Definitely a thumbs up. But yeah, it's trying to walk places is fun because drifting it back into my heel here again. Even though today I was walking pretty quickly, had my limp down to a minimum. And that's pretty good. Problem is, as I'm limping, I feel myself falling forward because I have to collapse off this leg. That means I am falling about an inch onto the heel of this foot, which means I'm going in that direction all the time. So I find myself trying to lean in that direction as I walk. Combined with, as I'm limping, my body wants to turn to the right. So I'm fighting all of these things because I have to frickin' limp. It is a joy. And of course, because I'm limping, I'm using this side less and that side more, which means these muscles are getting overdeveloped in ways that these muscles are getting underdeveloped. And that's bad too. I have had that happen way back when I injured my low back. This sort of thing happened, and when I was just standing in a neutral position and let things relax, I would get pulled so that I was facing to the left. It was a fight just to stand and face forward. I don't want that again. Hokey smokes, and this tick underneath my eye it's still, you can't see it, but I can feel it. And it's driving me nuts. It's been about a week it's been doing this. Oh, joy. And I've been trying to change my sleep patterns. Last night I took melatonin early. I went and took my meds early. When I went to bed about Oh, maybe 11:15 at the latest. I was tired, could barely keep my eyes open. And I had one of the worst nights of insomnia I have had in a while. I don't think I slept longer than a half hour at a shot. I was tossing and turning and hurting and uncomfortable and awake all night. So I'm pretty tired today, but I'm still doing my very best. Because while I was out walking, I was doing my best to try and think creatively. And even though, because of my heel, pain is exhausting. I'm going to make a tangent onto this one. I may or may not come back to what I'm talking about here if I can remember. But pain is exhausting. When your body is going through a pain reaction of any kind, whether it be a conscious or just what your body does when you're having an injury, it uses up a lot of resources. And these are resources that would normally go to like feeding your brain and your muscles. When I wake up in the morning, I hurt. I ache from the waist down because I'm limping and all my muscles are being used in a much different and not good way. They're sore. Being in pain is exhausting. So yeah, I am just tired all the time. And I don't mean sleepy tired. I mean, I feel like I have been beaten and I have been out, doing heavy exercises. And that's to wake up just because of my bloody heel. Joy. It's been written, it's been said by other people. Even recently, James Stephanie Sterling was talking about how they have used wrestling as a method to cope with their chronic pain. And the thing is, as many people say, the amount of pain that a chronic good Lord, let me say that again in English. The amount of pain that a person who is in constant chronic pain, the amount of pain that's happening that you can't see because it's being masked, because it's there all the time, would knock to the ground any other person experiencing it. Given time, of course, they'd be in the same boat and be able to walk around and no one would know what was happening. But if you were able to experience what a person in chronic pain was experiencing just for a while, yeah, you'd be knocked to the ground with it. I've been shocked at what I've been able to withstand. But you build up to it. Then that, of course, is another issue. As human beings, we can normalize anything. If you want to get someone from A to B, but B is just the polar opposite of here, you don't go straight to B. No, you take them through micro steps until they're here, because you can normalize each tiny step until that last tiny step, you're there. We can normalize anything. But let's see if I can try and remember what I was talking about. I can't, but I'm going to try and talk about this. Anyway, I'm still trying to be as creative as possible, but with everything going on and it being exhausting, a lot of the time I'm just playing video games to zone my brain out or watching YouTube and trying to stay awake. The staying awake part, not all the time, just periodically. But I spend a lot of time just watching YouTube videos. I wish I could do more involved with like gaming, which I still do. I mean, the huge bulk of my time here is still like computer gaming, so it's not like it's gotten cut down to like this. No, it's like maybe squashed down this far. While the YouTube stuff's gotten bigger, and you know what's really fallen by the wayside because of that? The solo RPG and board gaming stuff. I still have them up there, and I look at them I was going to say periodically, but I bring them down periodically. I look at them all the time. my solo RPG stuff down there. It's always down there, and I take them out periodically. But because I am hurting and watching more YouTube videos just because of that, I've been getting those down less and looking through them less. I've been getting that stuff out less and looking through it less. I still need to print things like I can't remember his name, Alex T of Black Oath Entertainment, like Kern Thalos, the wonderful solo RPG dungeon crawler. I've been wanting to print that at the local, I was going to say hospital, local library for a couple months now. Still haven't gotten that done. The months part, that's just on me. But of late, that's on my heel. I want to hyperfixate on things like Turnathalis, but then I will have to kick out of my head all the other things, because I hyperfixated for a time on Demon Under Dungeon. Then I hyperfixated on Far Against Darkness. Now I'm just hyperfixating on the genre as a whole instead of any one system to play, even though I still want to get out and play for the channel Heroes of Kalinor, since I've got unopened doors, those plastic things I showed off yesterday, and to show that I've been through one, use one of those 2D doors. I've been thinking. But yeah, still working on my solo RPG setting in my head with all of the... I can't remember if I've said this part, because again, I work on a lot of stuff that would only be maybe a side mention in a book about it, but I still have to work on it, because each of the races only knows about a third of the other languages. So one of the Apani would know a third of the Habani words and a third of the Orkani words, but each of the other species is the same, so they can communicate with each other that way. But within their own levels, their own species, each of them has their own language. So even though overall you have the Op, one Op, two Apani, one Hob, two Habani, one Orc, two Orkani, two or more, within their own language and set, you've got one Op and two Api, one Hob, two Habu, and among the Orkani, they can't pull the sticks out of their backsides. They're still just Orc and Orkani, which everybody bases their stuff on them. So thumbs up. Now, they've only had 1,200 years since they've been able to escape from the subcontinent of unworthy and unloved. And they've only had 1,200 years to work on developing their own culture and working on what little culture they could outside of just sheer survival that they were able to maintain while they were on the subcontinent of unworthy, which is still freezing. And in about 100 years, the glaciers are going to extend halfway across the channel between unworthy and the main body of Karthkog. This used to be a channel between the two, but because of the shifting tectonic stuff has been pulling upward, which is why they were able to travel from the subcontinent to the main continent and survive, because now it's just all ice and getting deeper, and the ice is going to extend. It's only going to get about halfway before it's too warm. But yeah, they were pushed to the point of extinction, and only because of that tectonic movement were they able to get across the channel to safety and life. Thumbs up. And looking at the time, hey, if you could like, comment, share, subscribe, that would be very awesome. Of course, only for blatant engagement farming, thumbs up for that. And of course, only sharing with people that you think would like to watch an old man yammer on incomprehensibly about thoroughly inane subjects. That would be cool and awesome. Thumbs up and thank you. And if you are a patron, you are beautiful and awesome. Thank you so very much. You take me from a much hurting monkey to a, well, still hurting monkey, but not as bad. I live in America after all. I can't say we, because this is going out to, well, mostly the United States, but also other people. Thumbs up and thank you, everybody who watches that is not in the United States. It is greatly appreciated. And for everybody that leaves me a comment, you too are appreciated. I read every comment that YouTube shows me. I thumbs up and heart every comment that YouTube lets me. And I answer as many comments as my nerve compression will let me, which isn't as many as I would like, but at least it's some. Thumbs up for that. And of course, if you've watched this far, I actually don't have anything other than, let me grab this. If you could type suave into the comments for more blatant engagement farming to let the YouTube algorithm know that you and others actually watch the channel. Sure, I struggle to get 100 views most of the time, but you know, everybody that does watch is appreciated. Thumbs up, thank you. And Hokey Smokes, at 21 minutes here, I need to cut this one off. I'm just going to take care of myself, edit, render, upload, play games, try and write, and do and be creative. Hopefully you can get done the things that you would like to get done, and if not, do not beat yourself up. It's not going to help you do it better next time, and you deserve better. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. Words. I will see you on the flip side. Good golly, Miss Molly. And that is indeed a very good thing. Getting older, severe ADHD, all these fun things. I'm not going to worry too much about it. It's only because I'm fixated on looking for things like that that I notice them when they happen. And thus, no need for paranoia. You take care. Have a great day today. I'm using the mouse, so I have to reach over and click this off. Why am I telling you about it? I don't know.